let me begin by acknowledging the historic contributions of Congressman John Lewis. He was a courageous American whose role in the civil rights movement changed the country definitely for the better, and his legacy does deserve respect. But this legislation is not about honoring his life. It's about dramatically restructuring New Jersey's election laws based on assumptions that simply don't exist, the reality of our state. The bill is premised on the idea that New Jersey is a place where it is difficult to register to vote. Yet we heard in testimony today that actually isn't the case. Registering to vote isn't a problem. That whole premise is demonstrably false, and we have things like same-day registration, mail-in voting, early voting, online registration, and widespread access across all 21 counties. As we know from the recent general election, participation is high, access is broad, and the system functions. It is also premised on the claim that widespread voter intimidation exists in New Jersey, yet not one of our 21 counties, not one of our 564 municipalities has ever been subject to federal oversight under the Voting Rights Act for discriminatory election practices. Not one. That is not conjecture, it's fact. We just completed back-to-back presidential and gubernatorial election cycles in 2024 and 2025, respectively. None of the systematic failures described in this legislation materialized. Our county boards of elections, composed of professionals representing different political parties, races, backgrounds, and communities, carried out their responsibilities faithfully and lawfully. I didn't see the winning party of the most recent general election challenge the results, and yet this bill suggests they cannot be trusted. Instead of supporting our county boards, this legislation centralizes election oversight in the courts and fundamentally transforms the role of the Attorney General's office. Today, the Attorney General serves as a legal counsel to county boards of election, answering questions, providing timely guidance, and ensuring compliance with the existing law. That process works. It is clear, it's consistent, and it's free to the counties. Under this proposal, the Attorney General's office would shift from being a resource to being an adversary, empowered to prosecute civil rights cases against the very county boards it currently advises. And that's not all. This bill creates an entirely new agency within the Department of Treasury to perform functions already carried out by the Attorney General. This bill is creating a new bureaucracy to duplicate existing responsibilities. But perhaps most concerning is the extraordinary authority this legislation would hand to judges. Courts would overturn election results, redraw district boundaries, change election dates, expand governing bodies, alter ballot return deadlines, mandate new voting methods such as ranked choice voting, even change the length of an elected official's term. Those are profound policy decisions. That is the role of the legislature, the elected representatives of the people, not the judiciary. And we've already seen results of relinquishing legislative branch responsibilities to the judiciary with epic failures like high-density housing mandates. There is also a deeply practical problem embedded in this proposal. It creates categories of protected classes, race, ethnicity, language, sexual orientation, and allows counties to be sued based on alleged discrimination of those groups. Yet county boards of elections do not collect that data. When you register to vote, the system captures your name, address, date of birth, and party affiliation. That's it. There's no database of race, no database of ethnicity, no database of sexual orientation. So how are county boards expected to defend themselves against claims based on information they do not collect and cannot verify? The bill also imposes a requirement that counties provide language services for any language spoken at least 2% of the population. Like the gentleman said, I don't necessarily have a problem with that, but the federal threshold is 10%. I would have asked what the fiscal estimate on that is. We couldn't do that today. So I just want to ask who is paying for that expansion? The counties, municipal taxpayers. This bill is placing significant unfunded mandates on local governments, is how it appears to me. As if that weren't enough, this legislation outright bans, or at least best I can tell, voter identification requirements. Now, we heard that there are already no requirements for that, but this one seems to support that, which I feel is a common sense safeguard, and it's supported by 80% of our residents, regardless of party. Over 80% support voter ID. You needed to get on a plane, and frankly, you needed to get into this building. So I'm not sure what the opposition is there. This bill is over-engineered solution in search of a problem. It expands state bureaucracy and increases costs to the counties and municipalities. It creates a new burden of on property taxpayers. It empowers courts at the expense of elected lawmakers, and it undermines confidence in election officials who have done their jobs with integrity. New Jersey does not have a documented history of systematic or systemic voter suppression. Our elections are accessible, transparent, and well administered. And for those reasons, Mr. Chairman, I respectfully vote no. Thank you.